Are you excited? Not because you don't have to see me again, but because Christmas is coming. Are you excited? Really, kids, are you excited? Christmas is coming. That's right. It's coming. I hope you're ready. I hope your head's full of great memories. I hope your heart's filled with joy. And I was thinking this week about different memories. And the thing about Christmas when it comes around, it's amazing how a song, something that's said, a food can trigger a memory. Sometimes those memories are difficult. Sometimes they bring great joy. And I was wondering this morning if any of you had one that you'd like to share before I share mine. Because it's not just about my story. It's about your story. So do you have a Christmas memory or a Christmas... You talk too much. Christmas memory, anything you'd like to share this morning? If we have time, we'll let Douglas talk. I cannot believe y'all are shy.
Very young.
Okay, good.
I was raised Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
And, but my father was not. So whenever we'd go to Virginia to my aunt and uncle's places up there, I always felt like when I go to the mountains, it was like getting Christmas spirit.
Mm.
And so they would cook all the candies, all the cookies. I mean, just, you know, it was an experience to go up there and enjoy it. So,
So every time you go to the mountains, that's where it takes you. Anyone else? You just need to break the ice. That's all we need. Yes.
When our generation was getting married and having kids, I think it was 50s, 60s. We always had a Christmas party, a get together at my dad's and stepmother's home. She would make those Christmas drop cookies, and as fast as she could get them out of the oven, all 15 or 20 of us would eat them. And so she stood there fussing before she was eating it up. She's fussing about not getting any cookies. That's one memory we all share. We're there all on now.
Wonderful. Heather?
My grandfather on my mom's side was from Scotland. And on Christmas Eve, when he would stay with us, he had this big horn that he would sneak into the kids' rooms because we would all sleep in the same room on Christmas Eve. And he would blow the horn and give us C's candy. So candy from, like Whitman's samplers, and wake us up so that we would have candy before Santa would show up. So, yeah.
Anyone else? Mom would make pecan pies. She had one of these contraptions. It looked like a torture device. And you had these big rubber bands, and you pull this thing back, and it go, whoosh, and it cracked those pecans. Any of y'all have one of those? They were awesome. But Dad he'd crack, and it would take forever. So when I smell burning pecans, or roasting pecans, or I see pecans, I think about and my mom giving my dad a hard time. Anyone else? In my house, I inherited something this year, and Mom is getting older, and as people do when they get older, they start wondering about where their stuff's going to go once they're not here. That's just kind of part of it. And she called me over and she said, I want you to come by and pick something up. And I said, okay. And she said, just come over and I'll show you what it is. And I went over, and she gave me the manger that my grandfather built to house the nativity scene. He built the Koresh. He died in 1974, so he built it by hand. And she gave that to me. And it's wonderful. It's not the most well-built structure, but he built it with his hands. He wasn't even a person of faith. In a way, that makes it mean even more when I look at it. Also, the ceramics that went with it, they go with the set. Her sister, my aunt, hand-painted it. So in our home, we have a nativity that has a family link and a family place and family memories that come when she gave it to me, she said, "Now, I've got to tell you something, Richard. Y'all wouldn't know this about me, but I try to be cutting edge in a lot of ways, but at my core, at my root, I'm a traditionalist." Would you understand what I'm saying? That these new Christmas movies don't want nothing to do with that. Okay, give me Rudolph, give me Frosty. Now, A Christmas Story is good. I'll watch that. But I don't want all this Christmas and Conway stuff and all that. I want the old traditional stuff. She said, "Richard, we've got a problem." She said, "I dropped baby Jesus and I broke it." So she gave me the nativity with all the ceramics and the central piece, the thing in which the whole thing revolves around, is broken. Now this is the little manger, right? The little cradle part, the little feeding trough where baby Jesus sits. I would let you touch it, but no, you'll drop it. So it was a perfectly molded baby Jesus that sat down in this, and baby Jesus was perfect. When I was little, I held that baby Jesus in my hand. And I looked at it with wonder. And she broke it. But she said, "Richard, although I broke it, I went and got another one." You see how beautiful this is. My aunt, she painted. She's good. Now she can't see. Then she could. Mom said, "In fact, I bought two. You can choose which one you want." These are pitiful baby Jesus. They're bad. I said, "Mom, where'd you get the baby Jesus?" She said, "I got them at the Dollar Tree." Mom, don't watch my sermons. We're good. I won't get in trouble. When I look at the nativity at home, it's wonderful. It's glorious. I could pass these around. I don't care if you drop those. But when I look at that nativity, it's wonderful. It gives me great memories. But then I look at the Jesus, and the Jesus is not there that I'm used to seeing. And I'm going to try to go online and find out who made that ceramic set and find another one, blah, blah, blah. But all that to say, when we look at Jesus, is the one that we have in our life, the one that we celebrate, the one that we worship, the one that this whole Christmas season revolves around. Is it an idol from our youth? Is it a Dollar Tree version? Or is it the real, authentic Jesus? Now, really, the reality of whatever Jesus I put in that manger, it really don't make any difference, does it? That's just a representation of who Jesus is. But who is the Jesus of peace? Who is the Jesus of this season? Who is the Jesus of our lives that we worship? And this Christmas season, I challenge you and I challenge me to, in the sights of the season, and in the smells of the season, and in the conversations that we have, and even in some of you, what you're going through right now with loss, even in the pain that you're going through, that you see Jesus. And you see God leaving heaven, wrapping himself in flesh and dwelling among us so that we could behold his glory in our daily lives. What's the nastiest place you've ever been in? A place so dirty when you go in, you feel like you need a shower as soon as you walk in. Have you ever been in a place like that? Like a gas station bathroom in the middle of the night, when you have to go and you don't want to, but you got to, and you go in there and you go, "Oh, this place is bad." Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Delaware.
Oh yeah, we went on a trip to Delaware. We went on a trip up north and we had to stop. We encountered some porta potties in Delaware that they could write horror stories about. That's bad. Do you realize that God became flesh and came to this earth? Left heaven to come here whatever Jesus you hold on to, I hope it's a Jesus that gives you hope. Whatever Jesus you hold on to, I hope it's a Jesus that gives you love. Whatever Jesus you hold on to, I hope it's the Jesus that gives you peace. Whatever Jesus you hold on to, I hope it's the Jesus that gives you music in your soul. And whatever Jesus you hold on to, I hope it is the Jesus, He is the Jesus that gives you joy. Joy unspeakable. This year coming up, you're going to face things that you didn't know were coming. But what matters is that you have that Jesus with you to get you through. As I look over this congregation, over the past 12 years, a lot of you I've known that entire time. And I can look at your lives and I can say, I remember when it was so dark. They seemed to have no hope. They seemed to have no peace. And now, here they are. Some of you, I look at you now when you're going through things and your hearts are breaking. You're empty in ways. And all I can do for you is hold out Jesus to you. That is where your hope is. That is where your joy is. That is where your peace is. That is where your love is. Went into Best Buy yesterday, and there was a whole lot of stuff going on, but it wasn't a whole lot of joy and peace and hope. And, oh my goodness. I got in and got out as quick as I could. And it was, I hope I can find more money. You know, in our conversations that we have this week, let's speak Jesus into them. Can we do that? When we say Merry Christmas, we fight over stuff like that. Don't say Happy Holidays, say Merry Christmas. Some people get so bent out of shape about that. You know? What does Happy Holidays mean? I just want to throw that out to you. What does it mean? When somebody says Happy Holidays, what does it mean? At its root, you know what it means? Happy Holy Day. Whether you say Happy Holy Day, whether you say Merry Christmas, what matters is Jesus is what it's all about. And we may want to fight about what to call it, but if we don't speak joy and hope and peace and care into people's lives, it don't matter what we call it. We might as well call it Easter. My challenge to you and to me is that our Jesus isn't a Dollar Tree Jesus. Our Jesus is a Jesus that changes us, and a Jesus that changes lives, and a Jesus that offers peace and hope and joy and love. We know that's the real Jesus. We know that's what the authentic Jesus is about. We've just got to find a way to hold that Jesus up, exalt Him, praise Him, and offer it to a world that needs it so desperately. In the smells of the season, smell the glory of God. In the peace that you get when you're with your family, sometimes, feel the peace of God. In the turmoil you feel when you're with your family, feel God in the middle of it. In the noise of the world, hear God calling you to a peaceful place. In a time where you have no hope, realize this. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. Do you have joy? Do you have kid opening up gift on Christmas morning joy? Now, I'm looking at some of your faces, and the only thing that's going to bring you joy is for me to say amen and let you leave. But do you have that kind of joy? Do you have the kind of joy that when you open your favorite gift, you just about lose your mind? You have that kind of joy. What's the best gift you ever got and opened up? and you just felt like you could run around the house and go crazy. Mine was a bike. It was awesome. Had number 7 on the front. It was black. We lived on a lake, and our driveway was like this. And I got on that bike, and it was so awesome, and I thought I could drive it. And I rode down, and my grandma knocked me off of it before I went in the lake. But I was so excited to get that bike. I was just, I got a bike. You've seen the videos, right, of the kids online when they get their video game systems and they run around and go crazy? That's over something that cost about $200, right? $200. This morning, the hymn we sang is Joy to the World, the Lord has come. And we sing it like this. You got joy. You got hope. You got peace. Let's embrace it. Let's share it. Let's live it. Let's stand and sing our closing song together. Joy to the world.